What's up, everybody? It's your boy P from Loud Pack, home of combat sports, where we cover all the big fights. Hope everybody doing all right. First off, shout out to all the fighters last night on all the cards. Definitely was a great night of boxing last night. Women, men, everybody did a good job. Just want to touch on some of the highlights of some of these cards that we witnessed last night. I guess first off, I want to say shout out to Claressa Shields for putting on a dominating performance against Marshall. You know, a lot of people probably were worried about Claressa in that fight. Well, not a lot of people, but some people just were looking at Marshall's knockout record and kind of cause for concern in that fight. You know, Claressa Shields, I think she got like 2 knockouts, if I'm not mistaken. But, you know, Savannah Marshall, she was looking like she's a pretty big puncher, and her record kind of stated that as well. But Claressa went in there and did what she had to do. You know, business as usual. Another dominating, exciting performance. You know, not just a good performance, but a good, exciting performance. So shout out to Claressa, undisputed, the GOAT, most accomplished female athlete. So shout out to her. But I want to hop into this Dirrell and Caleb Plant, man. Wow. That's all I can say. I did not see that one coming. But I didn't even know Caleb Plant had the power to really do something like that. His performance against Canelo, it was lackluster. He talked a big game, but didn't really go in there and execute, or really seemed like he was trying to impose his will on Canelo. So I was curious to see how he would look, you know, after this layoff. And man, I gotta admit, I mean, not after this layoff, but coming off that Canelo loss and being out the ring since then, I was, you know, curious how Caleb Plant would look. But man, wow, he looked pretty good. And you know, Dirrell was like a wild card. You never know what type of performance you're going to get out of him. But you know, he was coming off a big knockout, and Dirrell was a dog, man. You can't count him out. And I definitely didn't count him out in this fight. I kind of thought that maybe he would pull off the upset. But like I said, I didn't see this coming. I mean, Caleb Plant just sent him into, as they say, the shadow realm. Beautiful. I think it was a left hook on the button. And it was lights out. It's lights out. So, you know, that's how it go. But that's a fight I didn't anticipate a knockout. So shout out to Caleb Plant. You know what I'm saying? Props to him for going in there getting a big victory over a game dog like Dirrell. So shout out to Caleb Plant. I'll be looking forward to see what's next for him. It's definitely a couple of names up in that realm that, you know, Caleb should be able to dance with. Dirrell, at this point, man, he might want to be considering retirement. Just, you know, it is what it is. He's up there in age and been around for a while, and it's just like, you know, that was a pretty brutal knockout last night. I don't know how long he wants to hang around and just possibly put himself in a position to take more damage. So I probably will be happy just to see him go ahead and ride off into the sunset. To be honest, it is what it is at this point. But yeah, man, another exciting fight, Caleb versus Dirrell. And then Devin Haney and Kambosos. You know, they said a lot of people in Australia were counting Kambosos out in this fight. I definitely gave him a shot, man. He a scrappy little guy. Definitely was trying to bring the fight, but like I said in my other video on the Jab podcast, man, it's just levels to this game, and Devin Haney is just a few levels ahead of a guy like Kambosos all the way around, and we got to see that for sure in the rematch. You know, for the first fight, we was like, yeah, he got his number, but this time we really got to see that, yeah, Kambosos was outclassed in there with a guy like Devin Haney, man. So shout out to Devin Haney once again, man, going across the pond in Kambosos' backyard and bringing the belts back home. You know, it was another entertaining fight. You know, Kambosos was fighting to the end. He was beat up, he was bloody, but he kept coming, you know, but Haney don't crack under pressure. He always cool, calm, and collect. And that plays into his advantage and his style. So he just did what Haney always does, and is just a tactician in there, using his smarts and his skill set to get the victory, and that's what he did. So definitely another big shout out to Devin Haney, man. One of the, really, in my opinion, elite fighters that are around right now. A guy who I see having a big career. He's already been around for a long time, but he's just starting to come out of that shell and peak as one of the big names in boxing. So definitely looking forward to seeing what's next for Devin Haney. I do want to mention though, man, I tell you, on the scale, man, his eyes were sunken in. He really looked like this 135 it might be coming to an end as far as him making that weight. Because, I mean, wow, he really looked bad on the scale. Devin Haney did. He looked really weight drained. So I don't know if he made any comments about that post-fight, but I could just look at the picture and see that, yeah, that 135 is taking a toll on him. So it's probably time for him to go ahead and look at 140. I mean, he might end up at 147. Who knows where he'll wind up ending up at, you know, once he fully fills out. But it looks like 135 is pretty much done for him, man. I hate to see fighters look like that during the weigh-in. I know it's like part of the process, but when their eyes are sunken in and they just look like a whole nother person, it's pretty scary, to be honest. So I did notice that about Devin Haney on the scale. So yeah, another entertaining, good fight. And the last one I want to talk about is the return to Deontay Wilder, man. Definitely a big fan of him. I've been a big fan of him for a while. I was really curious to see how he was going to perform in this fight and how he looked physically, mentally. I think they said he came in the skinniest. I looked at him, he looked pretty skinny, you know, in this fight or whatever. But I was more so concerned about where his head was at in the game. You know, when he wasn't boxing, he seemed like he found happiness. So it's like, if you found happiness, why are you coming back to boxing? But he's adamant about he has some things that he wants to do, and he feels like he can fight. I mean, he says till he's 40, we'll see. But as of last night, and you know, compared to the competition, not compared to the competition, but you know, with the competition he had in front of him last night, and Robert Helenius, I mean, not a big name, and actually a really close friend of Wilder and longtime sparring partner. You know, Wilder, he looked impressive. You know, he went in there and got the first round KO, vicious KO. Like, one thing, if the Fury fights took anything out of Wilder, the power is definitely still there, and that probably will make him a force to reckon with at heavyweights, you know, for a while, because that power is just, it's the equalizer, the neutralizer, you know what I'm saying? And it's definitely a game changer in the fight at any given time, the power that Deontay Wilder possesses. So, I mean, technically, I seen the same Wilder. He's still kind of doing that same Erka jerk type style, you know, doing the same thing, but, you know, in the big right hand. The big right hand. So, you know, I can't say I was impressed, but I was satisfied with his performance. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's really hard to say with the competition level that he was in there with. Even though it's heavyweights and Helenius was a big guy and a punch, it would only take one punch. But, you know, we seen Wilder, in my opinion, in there with 35 Robert Helenius. You know, I mean, once he starts stepping up to the elite, you know, fighters, even a guy, it's not necessarily elite, but a guy like Luis Ortiz who rocked Wilder and had him in trouble one time. And then, of course, the Tyson Fury trilogy. You know, it still remains to be seen. I mean, in my opinion, you know, Usyk, that's a very dangerous fight. Him and AJ, that's a fight I would like to see. You know, definitely these guys both aren't what they used to be. They both, I think, got 2 losses now. So to me, that fight makes sense. But Usyk and Wilder, I ain't 100% about that. And even the mention of a Wilder and Fury 4, I ain't even interested in that. You know, he shouldn't be interested. He claims the guy's dirty. He's a cheater. You're not going to get the guy. You're not going to go the legal route, which in my opinion, the legal route would prevent him from cheating in any other fights. I mean, I get it. You want to get revenge, but the legal route is better for the sport of boxing because you're getting rid of Tyson Fury. You know, you just going in there and beating him, getting your revenge that way. That's not solving the problem of him allegedly cheating in the game. So it is what it is. So as far as I'm concerned, that fight, I ain't even interested in that. Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder for a few different reasons, but that's neither here nor there. But yeah, man, y'all hop in the comments. Let me know what y'all thought about the fights this weekend. What was y'all favorite fight this weekend? What was y'all favorite knockout? You know, they had a whole women's card, so there's a lot going on this weekend, a lot to talk about. You know what I'm saying? I mean, all the boxing fans should have been able to be satisfied this weekend, you know, because it was quite a bit of fights on whatever, you know, you into. You should have been able to catch it this weekend. So, but yeah, make sure y'all like the video, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Y'all check me out on IG at Loud Pack Boxing. Check me out on IG at the Jab Effect. Me and my partner Kambosos 99 over there. We also at the Jab Podcast on IG and on all the major platforms. Y'all can check us out over there. Jab Podcast, Spotify, all the major platforms. I can't even remember all of them, to be honest. My partner Kambosos 99, he real good with running all that stuff down. But we definitely on all the major platforms. You can check us out on Facebook at the Jab Effect as well. And yeah, that's all I really got, man. Like I say, I'm on my road to 500. You know, I'm slowly but surely creeping up there. So I appreciate the love. I appreciate the support. I appreciate the new support. I appreciate the old support. The loyalty hanging in there with your boy while he trying to get this thing right. So that mean the world to me. So I definitely appreciate that. You know, shout out to my North Carolina people. Shout out to my Baltimore people, my friends and family back at home. Definitely be missing y'all and thinking about y'all. So y'all just keep rocking with me, checking out the YouTube, checking me out on Loud Pack, and you know, staying dialed in. But that's all I really got, man. Like I said, it's your boy P. Y'all stay out the way, be safe, and I'm out.